This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It is Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie for your Tackle It Tuesday podcast. Is it? Yeah, it's Tackle It.
That's just a podcast in my book, mate.
Tom, come over here. It's time to tackle you, mate.
Don't
So
do that.
I go down low, then come up through the hips, get you to the ground.
Is that how you do it?
Well, you know, we did
Tom,
do one time,
you don't have
Kate.
to make that noise.
We decided to
Far
dress
out.
Tom
Jeez,
as a Pikachu. Remember that, Tom? We dressed you as a Pikachu?
Yes,
And what for?
a giant yellow, the yellow Pikachu
Pokemon.
fluffy thing.
Pokemon game.
Sounds as though there's a bit of public humiliation on.
Not this show.
on this
Tom got tackled to the ground and split his head open. It was a bad day.
Yeah, because I got tackled into a metal park bench.
Yeah, one of the employees here at Nova tackled you. I felt like they were letting off a bit of steam.
And if I find out whose idea it was, mate, I will go through the roof.
It was yours.
Huh?
Absolute pig.
Let's move on. Today on the podcast, what have you seen but nobody else believes in?
Whipper preparation.
You've seen it, have you?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't make sense. 'cause
Whipper not raiding the lolly jar in the office.
but you have seen it, so once again, that doesn't work either.
Soap in the shower for Whipper. Let me hear you say
None of those are true. I'm talking about things like UFOs,
Wow.
chemtrails, Wakehurst Parkway.
Oh, the lady in the car.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Panthers in the long grass. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
No.
A full brief on Kate Ritchie. I had to join in at some stage.
Knickers, generally.
Oh, no. Well, normally the dog's eating the crotch.
Okay, that's what we're talking about in the podcast.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I want to talk about people who constantly lie about their weight and their height.
I hate these type of people. They do my head in.
People who go and buy stacked heels and you're just worried about the way people are going to perceive them.
What are you talking about? Mate, if that feels loaded, I don't know who you're shooting at, but it just feels a little loaded.
It's not loaded at all. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about someone who's very similar to you, Donald Trump.
Oh, great.
So Trump, it has come out now that Donald Trump will have to go to court in March next year. He tried to get it pushed back to 2026, obviously with elections looming and stuff like that.
Yep.
But he's been indicted. There's so many charges that he's up for. God, he's got it. Some of it has to stick somewhere.
He's
you
got
would
a busy
think.
time ahead, doesn't he?
So in March, he's going to be pretty busy. But when he was checking into the Fulton County Sheriff's Office in Georgia, he was asked in there by one of the police officers, what is your weight? He...
Don't tell me he lied. He wouldn't have lied.
He has lied. He told them that he was 97.5 kilograms, a remarkable 11 kilograms less than what he told Manhattan authorities in April. They also said, "What's your height, Donald?" He said, "I'm 6'3", which he's 6'2". So he's lied about that as well. And they check it. It's not like you're going to get away with it, but
If he's 6'3", looking like that and 97, he'd be as fit as a fiddle.
Well,
I don't think that's the case.
well, this is the thing. The Mirror publication has come out with a headline: Donald Trump says he's the same weight and height as Chris Hemsworth in Thor.
If you're not sure, check the details of Hemsworth, then you've got me. I think what happens, though, is if you're close enough to 6 foot, right?
No,
like if
mate.
you're nudging on it, it's easy to round up slightly. So,
But see, you're not.
for example, if you were 181 centimetres, right? This is just an example.
Okay.
And then you knew that 6 foot was 183, well, you're 6 foot. Do you know what I mean?
No,
And
you don't round up height.
And then
You don't round it up.
If you weighed, say, 101,
Yeah.
you round it down slightly. So you round down weight and you round up height. That's the general rule.
What are you, 5'10" and a half?
No,
5'11".
mate.
You're
6 foot.
No, you're not.
I just said 6 foot.
You are not 6 foot, and this is the embarrassing thing.
With
because
shoes on, I'm 6 foot.
when you've pointed that out, and when we have female guests in that are taller than you, you find it really intimidating.
Delta Goodman's not welcome on the show anymore, Tom.
Megan Gale.
Anybody that thinks about wearing heels, they have to take them off before they walk in here. Does my head in. I'm fine with it, mate. I'm relaxed about it.
You should be proud of it. My old man was just under 6 foot as well, and he was always never got there. He always used to joke that he could never get to 6 foot.
Well, he wasn't trying.
You've got to run with it.
I mean, I'll talk to your dad, but there's a shop called... Where did I buy those shoes, Tom?
Short.
Called Boosters, I think. And you can get a stacked heel, and the next thing you know, you're walking to the room 6'1".
How much were you stacked
What
heels?
are you talking about?
How
I'm
much?
advising your dad that he could get some stacked heels. In fact, I have a second-hand pair that he could buy.
Did you throw them out, or do you still have them?
A mate of mine
That
has
was
them.
so funny.
What are you talking about?
You actually rolled your ankle 4 times
I
coming into
never,
the studio.
ever wore stacked heels.
You could go to the gym or do the shopping, or you could go to work.
But what if you went in a beachier direction?
You're only a what if away from a holiday with the What If app.
Book accommodation, flights, packages, and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
What have you seen and what do you believe in that nobody else does? At the moment, guys, there is a huge convention, I suppose you'll call it, gathering. Hundreds of volunteers have seen the biggest Nessie hunt in 50 years. I mean, you know that image of the Loch Ness Monster?
Oh, that's what we're talking about, Nessie.
We do know that that's fake, right? So that has been explored.
How do you know?
The photographer that did it set it up. He has come out and spoken about, you know, that famous shot which looks like the head coming out of the water.
And it's all
you can
grainy.
All grainy. It's black and white. You can sort of see the neck and then the head of the Loch Ness Monster.
That's
now,
fake.
that's fake. Now,
Well, it's to get people... It's a tourism ploy, isn't it? To get people to Loch Ness.
You say that, but military drones, hundreds of volunteers, solar probes and camera crews from around the world have gathered to try and finally put to rest or to validate the fact that there is something wild living in the loch.
Well, I was going to say, you can see underwater. You can go out on a boat and see if there's fish underneath the boat.
Oh, mate, it's very dark and it's very deep and it's very still
What are you
and cold.
talking about? Like, we can see all the way...
It's dark, mate.
How big
It doesn't
is
matter. It's radar. You send a radar signal down, and
Fish
if
finder?
it hits something, it comes back up.
Could be a rock.
Doesn't
They
matter how
couldn't
dark it is.
They couldn't find the submarine out there.
Yeah, well,
So true.
Like this.
that was a huge area.
How
See,
big's the loch?
23 miles?
Square?
No, just miles. From
Long?
one end to the other, long.
And then how wide is it?
I didn't ask.
Come on, just drain it.
Oh, yeah, let's drain it. Drain it.
So, and then fill it up again.
One
there's
guy-
another-
I wonder what's in there.
One guy in recent time. Oh, yeah, imagine the bodies and the weapons.
What?
Oh, in the fridges.
Oh, my God. Oh, the shopping
And
trolleys.
just the mattresses that
Oh,
no
my
one
God.
knows what to do with.
And the lime bikes. There'd be so many of
And
them.
the squid jags, if you know what I mean.
Tight lines, kids. One guy recently said, I saw a whale-like fish that was moving quite fast
called
through
a
the
whale.
water.
It's called a whale.
There's no
Or a
whales in there.
fish.
What about this one? One guy, a pier master, he said, I saw it. And another guy said, no, it was a tree trunk. And he said, then how could the tree trunk be moving at 15 to 20 miles an hour?
Because it's floating.
It wasn't
Let's
floating.
just be.
It's not a river, my
Stop
friend.
down for a minute and acknowledge that there's a lot of whiskey being consumed in that part of the world.
I saw it.
I know. When the weather is that cold,
Very old and very lazy.
when
if
it
you
is
look at them.
freezing and you don't want to go outside and you're just in the local pub just smashing Jamisons,
Oh, yeah.
you can come up with as many monster stories as you want.
I mean, I've got the 5G chip in my system because I've had the COVID vaccine.
Oh.
So that's in there. Did you know there's the Hawkesbury River Monster? Have you heard about that? No. Similar sort of thing.
Is it sewage?
No, no, it's not a Bondi cigar.
Oh, is that?
If that's what you're thinking. Who's seen the Lithgow Panther? It's quite hard to say.
I thought Grant Denyer had seen the Lithgow Panther.
Had he?
Was there a
Mr.
story
Denyer?
where Mr.
30
Denyer saw or he spotted a
panther?
wildcat on his property at Bathurst?
13, 24, 10.
If you're Grant Denyer, give us a call.
We have had a lot of people talk about the Wakehurst pathway. That's a big one.
The what?
The Parkway.
The Parkway.
Parkway.
Yeah, very local.
There is a pathway.
Sometimes that is the road.
It's a
Look, when
bike
I used
track.
to travel to Palm Beach to work on set,
Yeah, that's
you'd
the
either
one.
go the other way, like Pittwater Road, or sometimes you'd mix it up a bit if there was a car accident.
Did you ever see
And
it?
you'd come the Wakehurst Pathway or
Parkway.
Parkway, depending
I
on.
go with Parkway. I'd like to submit Parkway.
No.
Did you ever see? You didn't.
No, but there would always be quite a lot of fog sitting in there.
Oh, yeah.
very
We've had
dark
people ring
and
the show and
windy.
tell us that they've driven past there late at night, Kate, and in the rear view mirror, there's a young lady sitting in their back seat.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Christina's given us a call from Toongabbie. What have you seen that nobody believes, Christine?
When I was 9 years old, I woke up in the middle of the night one night, freezing cold, and I saw this old lady sitting on my bed just staring at me. She was kind of like white shaded, and I was so scared that I couldn't scream because I was so scared. But the next day, I found out that my auntie had passed away overseas. So
Oh my gosh.
it still sticks with me, and I'm 35, so I never saw anything else. But no one ever believed me because I was 9.
So, Christina, you think it was probably your auntie coming to say goodbye or something?
I think so. She was old.
Oh my God, that
So-
just
It's a
makes
long
sense.
trip for her to come and say goodbye before she goes.
Not as a ghost. You float anywhere you want.
Ghosts. She had a lot of time on her hands, though.
Hey, hi, Christina. I'm here just to tell you I'm about to pass. Have a good one.
See you, mate.
Have a good
Christina, did it look like your auntie? Can you remember the image vividly?
I just remember she was old. She did have the same hair, but the
gosh.
face and everything else just didn't look similar.
she
but
say
I think it was
anything?
just what? No, nothing. She just had her hand on my leg and she was looking at the ceiling.
I was just staring at you, and you couldn't speak. I have dreams like that all the time.
Well, I
God,
tell-
you were
I'm
frozen.
paralysed.
I've told this story about my best mate and his little sister. And the mum used to tuck them into bed every night. And one night, Semp said to me that his little sister said, "Mum, who was that?" Joy walked in to tuck her in. She was already tucked in, Kate. And Joy was like, "Who's done that?" Matt must have done it. And then his little sister said to Joy, the mother, "Who was that old lady that just tucked me in, Mummy?"
How full
Now
on
the
is that?
kids don't. I mean, you don't make that up.
No.
No, unless you've, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you know some people, a mate of mine, he
And it
believes
was a
in...
next door neighbour. She was an alcoholic. She just wandered over and tucked her in.
A mate of mine believes in chemtrails. When you
Let's talk about these.
When you see the line in the sky that the aeroplane has made, that white line, that's the government putting chemicals in, spraying the humans below.
I know someone who believes that.
And he honestly believes it?
Yeah.
I mean, they
He's like,
honestly believe
there's another one of those.
Chemtrails.
What an
Chemtrails.
People have
absolute
been-
load of crap.
Well, what is it?
They're called contrails. It's just condensation. It's a hot engine moving through cold air. That's all it is. But some people think that the government is spraying us.
Well, it does give you something to talk about, I guess, doesn't it?
Keep
if you
the
believe
bugs
in
off us.
conspiracy theories and stuff. I've never heard about the woman sitting in the back seat, though, on the
that's full
Wakehurst
on.
Parkway.
Amanda in Penrith, what have you seen and where was it that no one else believes?
No one believes me when I say I've seen the Penrith Panther.
Okay,
you
so,
have
so
you?
how far away was it from you, Amanda?
Not too far. So we were at Aqua Golf. I was there with my fiancé and some friends.
Aqua Golf.
And we were all the way on the far right putting.
yeah.
And you see just in the distance, it was probably about 5 o'clock, so it was still light. And you see this big, it was long and it was black and its tail was going straight out. And it was clear enough for me to see its legs walking. And I've looked and I've gone, oh my gosh.
That's it.
So I pointed it to my fiancé and he's looking. By the time I looked down to get my phone, I've looked back up. The trees had rustled. It had moved. Our friends didn't believe us, but I swear to God,
Oh, sure,
it
it
was
wasn't
right
just a
there.
big cat.
Come on, it's not.
Amanda?
It's,
No way. This thing was longer than my fiancé. It was probably, gosh, over 6 foot, but it was long. It was massive.
How far away are you saying?
Oh, gosh, probably about 15 metres, 20 metres.
Oh, not far.
And
yeah,
so could
it
you
was
see...
close enough for me to see it.
I think the difference between the large feral cat and also a panther is that the tail has an exceptional length to it. Amanda, did it look like it had a very long tail?
It was it wasn't too thick, but it definitely was not a cat or a dog.
It's not
my
hanging
God.
around the leagues club. I can tell
It
you
could
that
be.
as you're hitting a couple of 3-irons off
Mate.
the aqua golf, it's not going, ooh.
If they're doing Taco Tuesdays, right?
It is a great club to have
know
a
what I
feed,
mean?
that's for sure.
Penrith Panthers.
Yeah, Amanda, thank you.
Leah in Kirrawee, what have you seen, Leah?
Well, mine was a dream. So listen up, guys. There was a house full of people, my hubby, kids, everyone asleep. And I had this dream 6 weeks before that these two boys were in a funeral car and they were dead outside my house. So then 6 weeks later, there was a loud noise and there was a bang and we had polar air across over the house. No one woke up except me. I ran out to the back gate and there was a car and the boy had accidentally they were going to do the runner on the cab. It was a real story. It was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he just fell out and died straight out of the cab.
Wow.
And I witnessed it. No one in my house even woke up, and we had polar air, we had everything, noise, and it was like I was in this dream all on my own. I was at the gate and I was just so distraught. I was in my nightie and he actually died, and then I had to go and give evidence at the coroner's court. And then I said that I had the dream, but I actually spoke to the dad and I told him that.
Wow.
How did the dad react when you shared that, Leah?
Yeah, it was a bit like I didn't want to feel like I was freaky, you know.
Yeah.
It was true and it was real, and it really freaked me out. And I was the only one in the house that witnessed what went on outside.
Did you feel like it was the dream again, Leah?
Yeah, it was really surreal. And I was in my nightie and the gate was locked and I couldn't even get out, and all I could do was watch the people across the road. And
That is unbelievable.
What a
That
story.
is a premonition, isn't it? It's sort of a...
I hope I don't end up in your dreams, Leah.
Wow.
Jesus.
Leah, you
good one,
didn't
maybe.
see any horse races in your dreams, did you?
I know, and now
Damn.
I've met a punter, and he's always like, "What do you think? What do you think about the football?"
That's
Fall
hilarious.
asleep now.
Did you dream on who won the premiership this year? Come on, Leah, give it
Come
to
on,
us.
Leah.
Thanks, Leah.
As she's going to sleep, he's showing her the teams. Okay, this team's playing this one.
Moving her finger like a little Ouija
Have
board.
a great night's sleep. I'll speak to you in the morning.
See you, honey. Scotty in Avalon. What's your story, mate?
I got a mate who reckons he not only saw the Wakehurst Parkway ghost lady, he was driving down the hill at about 10 o'clock at night. It was foggy, like you said, and she was stood in the middle of the road
No.
and dressed in all her white kind of sheet,
Yep.
but had all like blood over the sheet. And
my
so
gosh.
stopped.
Oh, are you there,
no,
Scotty?
You can't go. You can't drop out. Hang on.
Scotty,
Where are
you
you?
know,
So
say
he
that-
stopped.
Yeah,
He stopped and helped her into the back seat of his car, and then he drove the rest of the way down the parkway trying to get her to the hospital, and he stopped at Narrabeen because there were some people there,
Yeah.
and got out and she wasn't there in his car.
Oh, this is...
I only feel like crying.
This is
is-
a mate of
yeah.
yours, was it, Scott?
It was.
Hey.
Do you
But
believe him?
I have no reason to doubt him because
Yeah.
normally he'd crack if he was joking, and he never has.
Let's get his number, Tom.
We didn't need a couple of mushies beforehand, Scott, did he? Oh,
Sorry?
come on. This is... we've had two other listeners, Kate, that have said that they have driven down there and they've looked in the rearview mirror and that young lady has been sitting in the back seat.
Oh, my God. Scotty, stay on.
And then they turn around and there's no one there.
Stay on the line, Scotty. We need to get your mate's details.
It'd be
We
great.
need to speak to the man himself.
Maybe we should go down
It's a
there and
great
drive
movie.
in the middle of the night.
Well, see, this is the other thing we said as well. If someone is in trouble in the middle of the road, that they urge you not to get out of your car now to help them, because then someone will run out of the bushes and take your car. That's what carjackers are doing.
Oh, well, that's awful about the world these days, isn't it? You're not meant to help other people.
You can't even help a ghost these days.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It is 22 degrees today, 25 tomorrow. If anybody wants to join me at the Bondi Outdoor Gym,
You've never been there.
don't be a stranger.
Have you used it?
I take
Actually,
dumbbells down,
Tommy,
I
I
shift a bit of
would-
steel and do some chin-ups and push-ups. And
I would like to talk
Yeah.
this week at some stage, if I can get any of my breaks up
Yeah.
on the
On the
whiteboard.
board.
Not
Oh,
this
tell me
week, we've got
about
quite
it.
a few,
I get
but
it.
there's a new word that's been introduced called gym intention.
Gym intimidation, isn't it?
That's
Gym,
it.
Are you feeling
People are
threatened by me?
intimidated by
Intimidated.
gyms.
Sorry, try it again.
People who are intimidated by gyms.
Well,
not
I
other-
get it.
Not other people in the gym.
I think that would be part of it.
I think fatties would feel funny about going
I
to
really don't like you using that word.
Sorry, I jumped the gun. I was trying to be descriptive without a lot of time, but townhouses would feel a little bit nervous walking.
Well, he's the
don't play that.
He's the only one on the show that can say it, really.
I mean, if I go to a gym, I'm very much chest out and I'm sort of flexing a lot. And I'll wear one of those singlets that is really thin over the shoulders and comes down and just shows a bit of nip.
On
one of those
certain
ones,
angles.
yeah. But I'll splash myself a bit in the bathroom, so I already look like I'm sweating.
I think with the gym, you just got to get there. That's the biggest challenge.
Yep.
You just get there. Stop delaying. Stop doing that. Oh, I've got to get fit before I get to the gym. No, guys, the gym is the place to get fit and
Don't fall
improve
asleep
your
in
life.
the car park.
You know,
he's falling asleep in the car park.
Doesn't matter. Michelle Bridges always talks about if you're doing something, just make sure you give it 10 minutes. Don't get 3 minutes in and go, I don't know what the feeling of this. This is horrible. My body's hurting or parts are wobbling. Just get to the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, and 10-minute workouts.
Do you know?
They do a heap.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I was talking about this the other day because there was a bloke, if you remember, that came to fix my oven, which was fantastic. Bit of an issue with the oven heating up.
That's right. The door was ajar when you arrived home.
Yeah. And what was interesting was very quickly after he came to have a look at the oven, he then said, "Can I use your bathroom?" And he did his own cooking, I think, in the bathroom.
Oh, that's right.
He'd been baking all morning, hadn't he?
Definitely. He
not say that because it just paints a horrible picture.
But it is. It had been getting warm and full of goodness.
He left it simmering there for quite a while.
That is disgusting. Tom's trying to eat his all-bran.
The alarm's gone off. I'm going to keep it in here for a bit longer. You know when you test it and then you go, needs another 10.
I can understand.
A little bit different.
I can understand about baking.
I can understand a quick whiz, but for a tradie to use your toilet for that is another level.
I mean, just to do the old and a throwaway line, like his request to use the bathroom was far too loose and out of measure with what he did. Because to go, "Can I use your toilet, mate?" And I go, "Yeah, buddy." And then for him to go in for a solid half hour, where I reckon we needed to repaint the room. Like he
destroyed it,
the
did he?
wallpaper was peeling. It was absolute carnage.
I mean, if you're a tradie and you take it serious, in a situation like that, why wouldn't you have a little pack? Why don't you have your own little tool belt full of deodorant? So air freshener.
Yep.
Then maybe a little match. Why wouldn't you be prepared? I'm fair enough. If you want to use my toilet, that's fine. But if you've got your little pack and I know that you're going to leave it nice,
yes,
I'm more than happy for you to use it.
A little pleasant pack. Can you imagine though? You open the door. There's a knock at the door. You open it, and there's a tradie there with his hands on his hips, and he's got his pleasant pack on, and you go, "Oh my gosh, you're here to destroy."
Yeah, because that gives you a bit more of a warning. That your
I just want
guy,
the locks changed.
He didn't. He tried to play it down. I'll just use the toilet. Maybe he didn't realise until he got there what the issue was going to be.
A friend of mine said she just did a reno on her house, and she said there's absolutely no way I let any of the tradies use the bathroom. So she said to the builder, "You make sure that you've got an on-site portable toilet for the tradies because they're not using mine." And then I heard a story about an apartment block where when they're building an apartment block, they'll have a designated toilet in one of the apartments. So one of them will be completed first, and while the fit-out continues, it might be apartment 13. Every tradie uses that toilet. But you don't know that.
When you're bidding on 13, you don't know that's the communal.
And there's a few people not interested in number 13.
That's not written in off the plans. When you go in for off the plans and go, "Can I please choose the first apartment that all the tradies are going to use the toilet in, please?"
Yeah, I will choose that one, please. There's been a blow-up which has appeared on TikTok of a homeowner slamming the tradie, saying, "No, you cannot use the toilet." And there's been a big blow-up.
Take that business elsewhere.
And the tradies have said, "No, we've got to use a bathroom, guys. It's part of life. Give us a break." Have a listen. She's not happy.
I haven't gone to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom at home.
You can't go to the bathroom here?
No, it's not a public bathroom. It's a house, and I don't want anybody going to the bathroom. When you take your break, you can go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Don't argue with me, I'm the one that pays you.
You have no right to be yelling at someone.
You need to leave right now. I'm the owner of the house. I'm the one paying you, and you need to leave right now.
God. I mean, you can always nick down to a servo or McDonald's, can't you?
Oh, they're glorious, aren't they?
Oh, not afraid of it.
Nathan in Springfield is a tradie. Nath, have you ever been refused?
Morning, boys. I haven't personally, but I've heard plenty of stories of people being refused. I'm a plumber, so I'm usually working in the bathroom.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So what's your policy personally? What, Nath? Do you ask to use their toilet, or no? You'll go somewhere else.
No, it's always easy just to ask, and yeah.
I think if you're the plumber, though,
you've got
you can have a sneaky poop because you could go in there and say, "Oh, don't worry, love, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to let me check the pipes. Quickly do your business," and go, "Oh my God, there is a big problem in there."
Oh, yeah, whoever was here before me needs to be arrested.
Well, Nath, what is the
protocol?
What is the protocol with tradies? When you talk to other plumbers, is there a certain thing, like, are you supposed to ask, or do you use a portaloo or go somewhere else?
I think it's probably always best practice just to ask, and being polite, most people would be inclined to let you use them, I'd say.
Do you bring your own air freshener, Nath?
That's a no from Nath. That is a no from Nath. It's like when you watch Afterlife and the postman turns up at Ricky Gervais's door and says, "Can I use your bathroom quickly?" And he goes, "Oh, God, if you have to." And then he's in there for half an hour. He says, "What are you doing?" He's having a bath.
Good story.
The fight continues. Owners versus tradies. No, you cannot use my bathroom to do that in. Now, it's awkward too when a tradie says, "Hey, can I use your bathroom?" You don't want to turn around and go, "Ones or twos?"
I know, but
Just be honest with me.
But that could be the solution. You could put a sign on the door and
Ones
say,
only?
"Happy for ones, no to twos."
No, I disagree. You got to let them do it. They're in there for a day or two.
Mate, this guy, I think he was in the toilet for a day or two. When he was fixing my oven.
Yeah,
I mean, we
know
couldn't
what?
use that bathroom.
An hour later, it's all
it
gone,
was not
mate.
an hour later,
You
my
said
friend.
it was like
gone.
a stench that hung around.
Yeah, it was like 3 days.
Yeah.
We
The
needed
thing is-
extra cleaning.
I mean, you'll know.
It was a disaster zone.
Saint to yourself when it comes to cubicles,
But
big
you know
fella.
what I do? I use my own bathroom.
Well, can you do
You've
it
never
outside
used-
the home?
You've never
Not
used,
really,
You've
no.
never used anyone
Nervous.
else's?
Yeah, never, ever in the history of my life.
Can I just say something? I have a feeling, and I'm sure there's probably tradies
You need
out
to
there.
go now?
No, I don't. I don't do that kind of stuff,
You
which
sure?
is surprising that I can even contribute to this conversation. But if you say no to a tradie, I've got a feeling that some of them are a little bit cheeky. So if you don't let them do it in the toilet, they're going to do it on your lawn.
It's like sending back the hamburger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or do you think they're going to do a good job that you've employed them for?
They might leave it under your pillow.
Jason Padstow's a trade. What is your trade, Jace?
Hey guys, good morning.
G'day,
So
mate.
I'm a renderer by trade.
Right. And do you
Yeah.
ask? So what happens? What in this situation? What do renderers do, Jace?
Well, I mean, look, you get to work in the morning. You set up, and nature calls, and you got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I have been rejected before.
Yep.
Like I'll ask them, "Do you mind if I use your bathroom?" And they'll turn around and say, "No, you can't use our bathroom, but there's a service station about 2 k's down the road."
Yeah. See, that's
So
not
you got
good.
to pack up and then jump in your ute and then go to the bathroom and come back. Yeah, it's quite annoying, and mainly around the eastern suburbs.
Jace, have you decided to...
Well said,
Jace, is there any way you can do a sneaky? If you go around into the lawn behind the tree and you blame it on the
What
dog.
about those little eskies? You know, the little mini eskies.
Well,
You
drop
could
one
keep
in an
one,
esky.
keep one of those
Little hot esky.
for the toilet.
A nice tradies portaloo.
Get the little lunch
Eat
box.
your lunch and then refill it.
You can't expect them to go down to the service station. Nathan in Winmalee, you're a developer, and there's actually a legal aspect to this debate. What is it, Nath?
Yeah, if it's you've got to provide, on a new build in particular, a portaloo.
Right.
There's a legislation that says you have to.
Yep.
Second, and if you're doing a renovation and you're not letting them use your loo, or if they're doing little bits of work and you're not letting them use your loo, technically you're supposed to provide a portaloo. they need to have a toilet and water on site.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's interesting. So if you're refused and there's not a portaloo set up out the front, you can take them to court.
Check your fridge. Nath, I mean, that's then the cost of the owner, isn't it? Because they should instruct the builder beforehand to say, we're going to need a portaloo.
Correct. It should be negotiated up front. Or the other option is you pay the tradie the couple of hours it takes them to go home and back and accept that that's your cost.
Yeah.
Negotiate something like that.
That becomes an expensive
for
food.
sure. I like it, Nath. Emma in Liverpool, you're a tradie. You got a few people working for you. So what's your rule with them, Emmett?
Oh, no, I don't have people working for me. I was just saying that I'm a tradie myself, and if I had tradies coming to my house, I wouldn't let them use my toilet.
Oh, is it that bad?
You know what they're like.
Well, the boys would know, probably listening. I mean, like, you got a job that goes with progress, say, like a house or unit, and with the trades that come, they're sort of different backgrounds. So you'll get, like, say the Pacific Islander boys with the concrete. When they come and use the toilet, they leave, like, baby-sized arms in there, you know. You don't even flush it. Then you get the Gyprock guys, which are just Chinese, and they leave, like, I don't know, mud baths in there and fuck it. Like, it just changes with the job, you know, and it's disgusting. I don't even like using the toilets at the job site. That's how bad it gets.
He was going through the different trades
Exactly. Takes one to know one, Emmett.
Can I just say as well, I
Cultural
know...
understanding.
You know, one of my favourite phone topics on this show is Tradies Breakfast, and I know a majority of you are eating pies and Red Bulls for breakfast. So I don't want you using my toilet.
Just a spoonful of mother or a litre in a can.
The Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I'm still a bit all over the shop after this walk that we've done on Friday and Saturday.
Have you put a proper pair of shoes on yet, or not able to squeeze the toes in?
No, I've got to dry out my toes at the moment, which seem to be weeping quite a bit.
I know, and if you did miss that the delightful photos floating around yesterday, check out our. Are they on Instagram or on our private messaging service?
Yeah, you
whatever.
can go.
That is. But I have been worried about you because it's your second day in thongs. I did think about you last night, wondering if you were flip-flopping around the house in slippers.
Well, do you know what? I felt like it brought us as four mates together, right? But there's so many stories that I've heard about the Oxfam 100-kilometre trail walk through the Ku-ring-gai Chase Park that blows my mind. One, I went and checked out our results. I think out of 600 competitors or something, our team come 460th. So we were
460th.
Came 460th. So we were sort of back of the pack.
Doesn't matter,
We're not breaking any records.
You don't need to.
But did you do it to break a record?
But see, Kate, we did it in 33 hours. I think the team that won it did it in like 12 hours and basically ran it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, this is unbelievable. Also heard a story about this. Group of mates who grew up together, did triathlons together, pushed their body to the limit. So they ran the 100-kilometre Oxfam walk.
Yep.
They'd been mates forever. They decided that we're going to run it and we're going to try to win it. At the 80k mark, Kate, apparently there was hallucinations going on. One mate didn't know who the other mate was. There was a huge blow-up.
Yeah.
And they have not spoken to each other. This was 12, 13 years ago, and they haven't spoken to each other since.
Oh. What? And they'd been friends forever up until that point?
They'd been friends forever, trained together, went through this whole process together, went over to the Hawaii triathlon, did all these things together, and they had this one blow-up on the track. I think one was injured as well. One was hallucinating. They all started yelling at each other. They finished the track on their own. They didn't finish as a team.
Got in their cars and then that was it.
One of the organisers told me, as I saw one of them the other day, and to this day they haven't spoken to each other from that one blow-up.
I wonder what the topic was.
Yeah, that's what I want to know, because I know it's a very testing, activity or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like tempers are strained and all of that. But surely there's something that's bubbling under the surface, like something that's happened when they were growing up together? Has
Finally,
something
it's come out
happened
of the
between
bag.
someone else's wife, or are the wives not talking? Like, what came to a head?
Well, Kate, you brought up before an incident that happened in the AFL, and that was with Wayne Carey, who they went on, that North Melbourne team went on to win premierships together. They had a huge career together, grew up together playing juniors. They were the best of mates.
Then they just had a little barbecue one day.
Until one decided to sleep with another one's wife.
Yeah, and didn't it blow up? I'm not really across the story, but it blew up one day in somebody's house.
That's it.
Yeah.
You have to pick your team.
You're not talking to each other ever again.
What a waste of all those times.
Estelle in Shell Harbour. What broke up the friendship group?
Yeah, well, so like in 2011, I'd been separated from my husband for about a year. There was a big group of girls of us, about 6 or 7. We used to go out all the time. Then one of my friends decided it'd be a good idea to sleep with my ex-husband, and everyone kind of took sides. And yeah, I kept 2 friends out of that whole group.
Oh, that is really sad, Estelle.
It's so sad because I'm imagining, Estelle, that it was such a traumatic time for you anyway. I mean, marriage break.
Absolutely. The emotions were really high, and it's just so awkward. And like, I didn't realise how badly it would break the friendship group. It was actually really sad.
Estelle, have you ever had a chance to some of your friends who took the other one's side? Did you ever sit down and have a chat to them and ask why?
Yeah, well, I did have some conversations early on, but it just came down to who your true friends are at the end of the day, I guess.
Yeah, and I think too, when emotions are high, it's very hard to have any measured conversation.
Can we go to Mauve in Killarney Heights? You there, Mauve?
Yeah,
How old are you, Mauve?
I'm 12.
12. All right. What happened? What broke up the friendship group?
Okay, so me and my 5 friends were at dance, and we weren't supposed to wear makeup because it was not a stage performance.
Yeah.
And this one girl who was like, she was really annoying and nobody really liked her. She came with makeup on, and everybody started asking her why, and then she just started out of nowhere swearing at everybody.
Whoa. Oh, no.
And then 2 days ago, she's texted on the group chat, should we meet up? What should I do?
You know what, Maeve? It's kind of like one of those things where you have to think to yourself, what really matters in life? And you know what? Her turning up with makeup that day, in the big picture, probably doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's worth everybody getting together and thinking, you know what? Our friendship is worth more than the argument of you shouldn't have had makeup on, and hopefully things can settle down.
Well, Maeve, can I just say the other thing as well, Maeve, is you got to treat people the way that you want to be treated. And I know sometimes this girl probably hasn't treated you very nicely, but just remember to yourself that if you treat her badly, how you would feel if that was you.
Yeah, and also the swearing. It's never okay to swear at anybody, but I think that
Especially at our age.
Absolutely at your age. I mean, but she's probably swearing because she feels a bit isolated, and she felt a little bit embarrassed that she'd turned up with makeup and nobody else
Kate,
had
you
it on,
swear
so
at
she
team
lashed
members all
out.
the time.
Yeah, I know, but I'm an adult, and that's my prerogative.
Mate, it was one team lunch. It was towards the end of the day, and we all ran.
Mate, I don't practice what I preach.
Oh my gosh.
Sarah and Warwoy, we're talking about moments that broke up the whole friendship group. What was it, Sarah?
Mine's actually with my partner, but it's a bit of an opposite one. So I made him run the end of a 160-kilometre race with me.
Oh.
So he ran the final 11 hours pacing me and spent the 11 hours being sworn at. And I made him run behind me. He wasn't allowed to run ahead.
Awesome.
He had to be behind for 11 hours. And but we got to the end, and somehow he didn't break up with me, and I didn't break up with him, and he crossed the finish line with me. But it was a very grueling relationship test.
Yeah, that's a real test of that one, isn't it?
Jeez, he set the pace for 11 hours.
Did he get a massage at the end of the day, Sarah, or did it?
It was a 35-hour run, but he finished the last 11 with me. So.
Yeah, I bet he expected a medal, and he'd only done 11.
Yeah.
He is my hero, Sarah. I don't know about
so
you.
he must be a keeper after that, I would say.
Well, yeah, you think
See,
so.
do you know what it is? Like, I've never... This is the thing, though. When you got your dead set friends, right? Your friendship groups that you've broken up. When you have a moment like this, is there also an element of, who else do I have to go to now?
Oh, where else do I turn? Where's my next buddy?
Where's all my other mates? That would
so
be
you stay mates with people because you've run out of them. I mean, when was the last time you made a new mate?
Yeah, I'm at the age now where you don't need any more mates, do you?
Well,
do you feel like you have any more mates, or you can't be stuff making the effort?
I'm not looking for new mates, but I'm open to getting to know people. 13 24 10. If you'd like to introduce, I'm happy to do traffic dating.
So you're happy with
friends. 2? Yeah, I'm fine with 2. And they've been one of them's drifted recently, so I'm down to 1.
You're married to one.
Can't blame Lisa.
But that's the one that's drifted. But Mac is still around. He'll always be there for me.
No, he's just gone to Europe again for 6 months.
Damn.
Sorry, mate.
See you, buddy.
Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.